Alright, so here's what I think. The reason being consistent is so difficult comes down to two things: instant gratification and failure. Damn. Now we're gonna get something straight right now. This is not coming from someone who has it all figured out. And if you clicked on this video, I'm thinking you're trying to figure this out too, so we can kind of just figure it out together here. As y'all could probably tell, I'd be pretty inconsistent on YouTube. I really just couldn't figure out why. But recently I feel like I had a revelation. I really think that these two things, instant gratification and failure, are the two things that's really pushing at least my concept of why I'm not consistent. If I can master these two things, or if other people can master these two things, we can all find ways to be more consistent and also reach our fullest potential. And that's just what we're all trying to do around this channel. You feel me? I'm growing, you growing, we growing. I thought it was gonna be a bar. It wasn't a bar. So first, instant gratification. If you're something you're trying to be consistent on, it's probably like a goal that you're trying to reach, right? Let's say you're trying to lose weight at the gym, or you're trying to blow up on YouTube, TikTok, social media, or you're trying to grow your brand, right? There's an end goal that you have to reach. And the steps before you reach an end goal usually don't come with a lot of gratification. You might not lose as much weight this week as you wanted to. Your business might not get the sales you wanted to. And since we don't have that instant gratification, it's just like, damn. So this YouTube thing, right? I was really trying to be very, very, very consistent with this because I had a clear goal in mind. Like, I really feel like I can do this shit for real if I just lock in, put the time, and just do it over and over and over every day. But for some reason, I kept dropping the ball, and I was like, why? It would be because I would drop a video that I worked mad hard on, that I feel like was mad fire and better than what half of these other people are doing out here. But the results isn't showing. We want that gratification, but if we don't get it, it's like, fuck, why am I even doing this? So that's why I feel like that instant gratification piece for me is a really big part of why it's so fucking hard to be consistent, especially on YouTube. So now let's pivot over to failure. You have a goal, right? So if you have a goal you're trying to reach, there is a risk you're taking to reach that goal. You might not lose that weight. You might not get those subscribers. Your job might not take off. That is a risk. And I feel like as people, we are so used to trying to avoid risk and avoid failure that it's so much easier to just drop the ball on something. I'm gonna keep tying this back to YouTube because this is the hardest thing. I'll be consistent, but I'll be consistent in other parts of my life. But this YouTube, I just can't do it. I hate editing. If you want to edit for $2 an hour, I got you. So like with YouTube, I know where I want to reach, and I just can't wrap my mind around failing at doing that. If I just don't do it and I succeed in other areas, I don't gotta worry about that failure because I'm doing good in other areas. But that's not the key right there. The key is you want to be so consistent that the chances of failure are literally negligible. So there's these two concepts, right? Instant gratification and failure. And I think it really comes down to one simple thing. It's just easier not to be consistent. Like, it's just so much easier to skip the gym to go chill with your friends. It's so much easier to just turn on Netflix and chill. And that's what I really be doing. It's so much easier not to drop YouTube. Oh my god, it's so much easier not to fucking edit. It's so much easier. But I have to. So I also don't want this to be a video where I'm just rambling about a whole bunch of problems without giving some solutions. We know it's just easier not to be consistent. So how do we fight this? I think it comes down to two things: love and growth. You gotta love the thing you're doing itself. You gotta love your end goal so much that the consistency is so light because that's just what you want to do. You feel me? Then you gotta love the potential. You gotta love what can be. Like, because once you love the idea of what's gonna happen, you're gonna take the steps to make sure that shit happen. Like, it just makes sense. Finally, like, you gotta love yourself. A lot of times being consistent, you're trying to make big change. Oh, DK almost caught that. A lot of times when you're trying to be consistent with something, it's usually a goal to help better yourself. So if you love yourself, you want to better yourself, you're going to stay consistent because that's going to, in the end, affect you. And it's so crazy because this is all just advice to myself. Like, I'm really saying stuff I know, but I feel like saying it on camera or saying it to someone else is really going to make me practice. So let's keep each other accountable. Now, the other thing is growth. Again, if you're being consistent with something, it's a goal you're trying to reach. And even if you fail, even if you succeed, ups and downs, every part of that process, there's growth involved. So if you really are obsessed with becoming a better person, or really obsessed with growing like I am, that's gonna be enough to keep you consistent. And what is better than growing? I told you, we growing together, man. That's the vibes here. So let me just break down everything I said. It's hard to be consistent because instant gratification is not there and the chance of failure is there. And those two things, if you could just avoid that, life is just so much easier. And if I'm trying to combat my feelings of being consistent, I really focus on the love and the growth. Love for what I'm doing and love for growing as a person. Appreciate y'all listening. I hope this helped someone. If it didn't, oops. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. I'll see you next episode. And oh yeah, free Wes.